What's up guys, Squirrel here. Got a video on Operation Firestorm on PC. Actually I've recorded this in 60 frames a second. This is the first video I've done actually in 60 frames a second. Obviously it renders down to 30, but it'd be interesting to see what the quality's like. So, this video, gonna start off here. I've got reactive armor on my tank, and I'm gonna show you some very interesting footage. Watch this. Watch the minimap right now. That guy there, you see him? I spot him about here. I realise he's about to come and rear-end me. He shot my rear armor off, as you can see if you look at the diagram at the bottom. So I turn my right-hand side round to him, so that his second shot takes my other armor off, so I take no damage. His third shot then damages me, and I've put my left side to him and finished him off. Now, without reactive armor, I would have been disabled off the first shot and unable to turn around and totally gone. If that isn't a good example of how reactive armor can save your life, I do not know what is. Now, reactive armor is something I've not used a great deal of, I have to admit, but I've been playing with it, and I have to say it is pretty good. You know, you've got to know how to use it. You can see when you go tank on tank, very important to use all three sides of your tank. If you've not used it before, just look at that diagram in the middle there of your tank. You can see your front has no reactive armor on it, but the two sides and the rear do, and they can take one hit. So you can take an RPG or a tank shell, and they will explode. It will remove that reactive armor, and you'll take no damage to the tank for that first hit on that side. So very important that you then rotate your tank around to try and get, you know, any remaining shots to hit the rest of your armor. If you do that, as I just saw in that fight, you'll survive. It's incredible. Anyway, what do I want to talk about in this vid? Okay, first of all, quick apology. I've not had many videos up recently. My upload rate has dropped tremendously. I think what happened was, off the back of a few weeks of quite intense work, I kind of just got sort of, you know, into a state of mind where I just wanted to play. And because so that's me just knocking stuff over on my desk. Because I was quite low on PC in terms of rank and stuff, I just went on PC and just enjoyed myself. That's basically what I've been doing. I've not been getting on the console very much. I've just been enjoying myself on PC, not making videos. Instead, I've just been, well, recording some footage, doing some game testing, playing with some stuff, just kind of enjoying myself, if you like, getting over the work thing. So I think things are getting back to normal now, so hopefully my video rate should start going up. I have actually got some stuff in the pipeline. I've got plenty of footage, and you know, you guys should start seeing some more from me again. Now, as it happens, this particular this guy here piloting, complete random guy, I haven't met him before. He's a pretty damn good pilot though, as it turns out. He does prove a point right at the end when he manages to hit one of the light towers and prove that even the best pilots can epic fail against those light towers. I've said it before, I really hate them, but on the other hand, I'm glad they put them in, because, quite honestly, they're a noob catcher, and they do catch you out. But anyway, he keeps us alive right up to that point. He actually plays later on in the game. I'm not gunning for him later, but he does kick ass later as well, so he's a good pilot. Anyway, so I thought what you might want to talk about, I actually found something interesting now, which I wanted to share with you, and it relates to the whole helicopter thing. There's a guy at work. He's one of those people who's just kind of full of interesting, useless stuff, and he just kind of he's not cut from the same cloth as normal people, and he comes out with these things, and you just think, what the hell are you talking about? But he came out with something the other day. He said, you know, the word helicopter isn't, you know, how words are broken down, and the way in English we say helicopter is helicopter, so we kind of say it as two, is that syllables? Is that what they call those? Helicopter, two separate kind of bits of the word. And he said, in actual fact, the word is composed in a different way. And he went on about the history of it, so it was really interesting, and then went and looked it up. And it turns out he's correct. He was bang on the money. So I thought I'd share it with you because it's actually one of those fun facts, you know, when you're sort of, I don't know, out at a party or you're sort of trying to look cool in the office to some hot chick, that kind of thing, and you come up with these random facts and just look really awesome. So anyway, it turns out the word helicopter is derived from, we actually get the word from French word, Heliko-pter, really crap French accent, Heliko-pter, but that's derived from two Greek words. The first word is Heliko, which was actually spelled H-E-L-I-K-O in Greek, but Helico, and that is a Greek word for spiral. And the second word is a Greek word called Pteron, which starts with a P. A lot of Greek words started with P. Things like pterodactyl, if you've heard of that. Obviously, you know, the dinosaur, the flying dinosaur. Pterodactyl, you don't say the P on the front, but it's there nevertheless. Now, pteron is the Greek word for wing. So if you actually combine these two words together, you kind of, you get helico and pter, or pter. Heliko-pter. And that literally translates into spiral wing. Now you might think to yourself, what the hell? Spiral wing? That doesn't sound like a helicopter to me. Well, it does, because if you think about it, the first drawings that we ever saw of anything vaguely resembling a helicopter was Leonardo da Vinci's drawing of a spiral helicopter, if you remember it. It was like a screw. That was called the helical screw. You can see a picture of it, and that's effectively a spiral wing. Now, if you think about it, a plane has two wings, and the air moves over it, and because of the shape of the wing, it generates lift. But a helicopter, the spinning rotor blades are actually wings in themselves. As they spin around, they generate lift. So Leonardo da Vinci's original drawing of a spiral wing wasn't quite the same, but the principle was there. Look at that. Have you ever shot a mine and got promoted to colonel like that? Because I just did. Not exactly the most epic way to become colonel, but it worked for me. So yeah, actually in technical terms now, a helicopter is a rotary wing aircraft because it's not actually a spiral. It just spins around, but the principle is all there. So, you know, the word helicopter comes from two words, helico and pter, meaning spiral wing, which I thought was really cool and interesting. So I then went on just to find out, you know, how far does this stuff go? And it turns out it gets even, it actually is amazing. For example, let me give you another example. Ornitho is another word which you can use as a prefix to things, and ornitho means pertaining to birds. Anything to do with birds is ornitho. So if you take ornitho and stick the suffix -ter on the end, you get Ornitho-pter or Ornithopter, as we say it in English. That is a word used to describe aircraft that generates lift through flapping wings, just like a bird. So that's literally translating, if you like, as bird wing, Ornitho-pter. Now, we've never managed to actually make something that can use flapping wings to lift off. But if you remember back the pictures, and there's one there of 1902, black and white sort of flapping wing stuff that people tried. They totally failed, of course. I mean, there was all these, if you've ever seen video footage of people, they take running jumps off the end of piers, and they've got these flapping wings, and then they just land in the water in a failed mess. Because you can't actually you can't flap the wing to generate enough lift. Birds especially adapted to that. They have very, very strong muscles in the wing relative to the body weight, but we don't have a hope in hell's chance of using our arms to do it. But they didn't know this back then. They didn't have the same amount of calculations. Let me give you another example. Let's change the suffix. So instead of using -ter, if you go for something like scopy or scopy, that's a suffix which means observation or viewing. Now, if you slap that onto ornitho, you get ornitho-scopy or ornithoscopy, which is another word you probably know. It's bird watching. So ornitho being birds and scopy meaning to observe or to view, the but hence the word for bird watching. It's cool. And you could do this happens all the time. They keep joining these two words together that are from ancient languages, and we end up with these words which we obviously pronounce in a different way, but have these. The heritage comes from, you know, ancient Greek and sometimes Latin, and even Spanish sometimes. Final example. I don't want to bore you to death. Some of you probably found this interesting, but some of you thinking, "Shut up, man, and talk about Battlefield." Yeah, I'm just digressing. Rhino. Okay, what do you think rhino means? Think of a rhino, think of a big horned sort of creature, yeah? Well, you're not far off. Rhino, as a prefix, means of the nose. So if you put rhino onto scopy, what do you think you get? Rhino-scopy, rhino-scopy is the examination of the nasal passage. And this stuff just goes on. If you go on to, just Google it. Go on to, there's wiki sites that go on about this stuff, you know, the history of language. And if you're into that kind of thing, it's quite amazing how all of our words came about, really. Anyway, I won't bore you with any more of that stuff, because something interesting I think is about to happen. I lose this tank here in the most ridiculous fashion. Watch this. So I'm in this tank, look at the minimap, and you'll see a guy on foot. I get out to repair, I can see a couple of soldiers coming in, so I jump back in the tank, try and find them. This is the downside of just being having the main cannon. There is a gunner with me, but look, as I got out, we get out to repair, the little bastard gets in. So I think, sod you, I'm going to repair tool you to death. So the guy who nicked my tank just died from my repair tool as I destroyed the tank that I was in. So suck eggs. Revenge is sweet. This bit here, actually, apart from me failing to get inside this warehouse, this had guys all over the roof. I couldn't work out. We kept capping this thing, and as soon as you drive away, it'd get capped again. And we were checking the excuse me, we were checking the roof, checking all around the place, and right near the end, you'll see right near the end of this game, I actually found the culprit who kept doing it, and I found where he kept hiding, and I take him out right at the end of the game. But here I am in my tank on my own, and because I've got guarded shell, I have nothing but my main gun, which is obviously makes you quite vulnerable. Because when infantry start running around, and of course you're always thinking about C4 and RPGs and God knows what else, you get one shot and then you've got to wait a few seconds for a reload. And you've got to kill them more or less with splash damage, so you've got to be pretty accurate. I like to go for the face personally because that guarantees a kill. But yeah, I had a bit of a run in there, managed to cap it, only for it to get recapped, surprise, surprise. So here I am kind of on my way back towards the end of the game thinking, where the hell did you hide, guys? And then I see this lot on this hill. And this is an absolute, trying to take infantry out on a hill like this, it's like quite an oblique angle. It's really quite difficult. So I just take them out as they run. Once you've got a perpendicular shot to the ground, if you understand what I mean, then you can get the tank shell to take them out. But trying to shoot on the ridge of a hill, very difficult to take somebody out. But anyway, you'll see me come around the back here, and you'll see the guy hiding just where that forklift truck is. That's where he was capping the flag. You can see him on the minimap now. Anyway, so just thought I'd get this up just to, well, celebrate the fact that I managed to hit Colonel on PC, show you some good footage of me gunning and tanking and all that luscious stuff, and also just to give you a bit of history. I hope you enjoyed it. If you didn't, then I'm sorry to bore you to death. Just to give you a quick update as this video kind of winds out. Minecraft, the server got updated to 1.2. It's knackered all the add-ons, really annoying. I am not doing that again. The next time Minecraft release something, I'm going to hold back until all the add-ons have caught up, because it has been quite a painful process having no add-ons. I managed to get the locking chest working because some people were stealing things, very, very naughty. But yeah, I'm not doing that again. I learned from my mistakes. I've got, as I said before, I've got some exciting stuff in the pipeline. I can't really talk about it just yet, but yeah, if it comes off, it's going to be pretty good for you guys. I think you're going to really enjoy what's going to happen. So that's pretty much from me. Not a lot else to say apart from, well, I'm still enjoying Battlefield. I know a lot of guys have. I can see a lot of guys have stopped playing. They're obviously playing other games at the moment. We're all waiting for this new DLC. Deeply frustrating that they've not released any patches. I think the game's developer conference on this week, I'm hoping, fingers crossed, they're going to announce something big. I know they're playtesting it at the moment, but quite frankly, I think DICE have pissed everybody off with not patching this game. They've got a lot of stuff in those patch notes that I talked about in my last video. We're all desperate to get them, just to try and balance this game, and we all want a new DLC just to mix it up a bit. Not that this game's getting boring. I mean, this game I find can be very hit and miss. You can have your good games and you have your bad games. A lot of it depends on who you're playing with and, you know, what the opposing team's like. You know, all too many games get one-sided though, but the best games you have are obviously a real ding-dong fight, and when those games happen, absolutely magical. But I'm still enjoying the game, just rocking it out on the PC rather than on the console for a while. But I hope you're still enjoying Battlefield as well, and yeah, give me a thumbs up if you liked the bit of history. Give me a thumbs up if you liked the video anyway. That's all from me. Take care, guys, and I shall see you soon.